Hello, hello. Thank you for joining us, Lightworker Secrets of Success on Friday night. It is about 4:15 Pacific Standard Time. We're so excited to be here. So one of the things that we were talking about that we've been doing the last couple of weeks, we're releasing some trapped emotions from the collective. So a few weeks ago, we started and we released the trapped emotions of pride, shame, and shock. So if you didn't get to see that video, please go back and look for that one. This was on Monday, we released the trapped emotions of worthless, anxiety, and blaming. So those are all really great things. Today, we're going to be releasing sorrow, wishy-washy, and vulnerability. And I'm going to dig in a little bit deeper to figure out what those trapped emotions are for the collective, because each trapped emotion has its own definition, and there could be several different definitions. The sorrow for this one is distress caused by loss. I'm just going to make sure. Yeah. So distress caused by loss. So this is when I talk about like the collective, we're all one. We're all one energy. So what's coming up right now is that this big sense of sorrow caused by this loss, we need to release. Okay. So that's about as far as we're going to dig into it, unless Adam or Pamela has something else that gets downloaded to them to add to it. But let me just make sure that we can release this now. You're probably going to see all of us yawn a lot as the energy is going through us. So let's just release. So we're going to release the trapped emotion of sorrow and the distress caused by loss. This is for the entire collective energy. So totally, completely, permanently. Okay. So just swiping that out there. All right. So we just released that one. So that's awesome. Did you guys want to say anything about the sorrow before we move to the wishy-washy?
No, I'm watching the orbs over Adam.
You are. He's so like, he always has a ton of them.
Anything about the sorrow? I don't know. I always think, sorrow is always, people are sad all the time. And I have a hard time relating to that because I don't know if I'm ever really sad, or if I am, it's just for maybe a few hours and then I'm good to go again. So, yeah.
Well, as you guys were talking, I have to pull a card. This is the Oracle of E, and this box is always like so hard to get off. It's like, seriously, it's so hard. It's like stuck. Oh my God. There we go. Anyways, here it is.
You work for it.
I had to work for it. We had to work for this message today. So let's see what the collective needs to hear tonight. So this can be a little combination of reading and releasing trapped emotions. And that's what happened on Monday as well, Pamela. I kept having to pull a card every time between releasing the trapped emotions. So there's definitely a really good message today. All right. So okay. So let's see what this Oracle of E wants us to know. Uh-oh, hasta la vista, baby. Who wants to say that all the time? Everybody can say that. Hasta la vista. Right. Okay. That's so funny. Might help if I had the book the right side up. Okay, so let's see what this means. It says, remember that song Queen Elsa sings in the Disney movie Frozen when she unleashes her magic? Well, if you didn't get a chance, this animated flick, if you didn't catch this automated flick, it's time to let it go. Walk away, and just like you, never look back at the trash can that you leave at the curb. Don't give it a second glance. It's time for new beginnings. Out with the old and in with the new. This sounds perfect for leaving the 3D to the 5D and leaving everything in the past that's no longer serving us, and just manifesting what we want to see in the future. And that's what Lightworker Secrets to Success is all about, is how we're going to manifest ourselves into this really great place that we want to live in, this great world that we want to live in. All right, well, that was a perfect little message. So basically, leaving all that sorrow behind, leaving all the loss behind, because it's too hard to take it with us. It takes too much energy.
It doesn't serve us at all.
No, it doesn't. Okay, so now let's dig into this next one, wishy-washy. So wishy-washy, let's see what this one is. Okay, so this wishy-washy is without a backbone. And, I just got the vision of people being silent. They're just being silent, and like they have their convictions, but they're too afraid to tell other people what they are, in fear of being ridiculed or ostracized or, whatever. So, so we just want to support you and letting you know that it's okay to have those feelings. It's okay to have your convictions, especially because I know, like, a lot of times people say, well, how do you know that information? How do you know that? Where'd you get that from? Well, I don't always get information from the news. I mean, I don't get information from the news, but it's downloaded to me, and I muscle test and I check my inner self and to see if it's true or not. And that's how I get my information. So I can't really say like an earthly source, because it's not an earthly source, it's from the divine. So if other people are getting that, it's also people call it the sixth sense, like, oh, I have to trust my gut, oh, my gut just tells me this. That's a divine message. That's you being connected to source, and always trust that, because we can't always get messages from outside sources. Can't trust those. So this is wishy-washy, so without a backbone, and this is for the collective. So how many times have we gone through life where we didn't stand up for ourselves or advocate for others, or we saw something happening and we just kind of turned a blind eye, like, oh gosh, I'm only one person, I can't take that on. So let's forgive ourselves. And Pamela, maybe we can download ourselves just with some forgiveness for that, if you're up for it. I know you're not.
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay, so while you do that, then I will release the wishy-washy. Okay, this is actually a karmic wishy-washy. Most of these have been karmic, so let's do this. Let's release the karmic wishy-washy, and then without a backbone. Okay. All right, did we release that? And I get a yes that we released that. Okay, so now, oops.
Okay.
So now, thank you, Pamela, for that, for downloading us with that forgiveness. Because we hold on to that guilt of not doing something or looking away, or,
and what's even more, for lack of a better word, but it's the first one that comes to me, sinister. And it may be because of a program I found last night that I was watching called The Ghost Within My Child. Mm-hmm. But it's children who are actually reincarnated from people who died tragically.
Oh.
And so they're having all these night terrors for either either because they died or because of what they did in their past.
Yeah.
It's like one of them, the little boy was Kit Carson. So he, they researched into how he had killed and burned all these Indians because he had been told to by the army. He was made to. And they say he was a tormented man all through his adulthood till he passed. And here's this little boy who's 2 years old now and it took a while before, and the dad did not believe in reincarnation. That doesn't exist, but it took them a lot of different things and finding. And so it made me realize that how many times because we know that reincarnation happens. We know that, sometimes we come back sooner than, and I've been with kids who have such a clear, distinct, saying of, well, no, Mom, that's my other house. And you're like, what other house? Because this is the only house we've lived in.
Yeah.
Right. And so what was amazing to me about the program was that these parents who did the due diligence, they did the investigative work, they were going to prove it wrong. So to prove it wrong, they had to fact check. And just the stuff that is there. But it's like, so that's on your one soul, and that energy carries forward, right? Because energy doesn't go, it doesn't disappear. If someone dies, the energy's still there.
Yeah.
And so when we remove this for the collective, then we're removing that energy and that impact. And that's so important for us as a collective and as individuals.
Yeah, for sure. And I've seen that show before too. Several different little guys that were on there and were having problems. And it's amazing. I like how the parents who were kind of non-believers, and all of a sudden they're just like, well, I trust him. I believe him. I believe him now, because there's no other possible explanation of how they would know like things about 9/11, or how would they know about, the what do they call B-52 bombers or something from World War I or
right. Like one little girl, they thought it was 9/11, and it wasn't. It was a plane that had hit the Empire State Building back in the 60s or something. And it's not, even when they went up to the Empire State Building, there's no, it's there, it's on the internet, you can find it, but they don't even put it in there's no memorial to those people or anything.
Yeah, I think I saw that one.
So it's like, it is. It's just, but that energy, right, collects to the collective. So the more that we can heal that for everybody, the better, and the more prepared we're helping people to get to being able to release and move on to the fifth.
Well, lots of energy is coming through me because I'm like burping and yawning. So it is lots of energy shifting. And so right now, we're going to pull a card from Angel Prayers from Kyle Gray, because the angels have a message for us. So thank you, angels, for letting us know what we need to know now for the collective. Okay. So this one says, connect with music. Thank you, angels, for inspiring me through music. And this is either the second or third time I've seen a heart today. So you can see how she kind of has a heart. And I'm always surrounded by hearts everywhere I go. Hearts are one of my favorite things. I have a heart plate back here. I just love that because I'm all about unconditional love. That's one of the reasons why I came to Earth, was to have, to show unconditional love. And so this is also confirmation, I think, for the collective to show unconditional love to others. And we could do that through music.
Music is the universal language.
Yeah. And you don't even have to have words for it to be beautiful. So this one says, the angels are encouraging you to take time in your day to listen to music. Use it as a tool to help yourself relax and enjoy life. Music brings people together, and it's important to spend time with like-minded friends and loved ones in an environment where you can dance and have fun. Taking some time to do this allows your heart to open to the inspiration from the angels surrounding you. So the expanded interpretation of this card is, you are a beacon of light, and the angels want to help you connect with their guidance and inspiration. Listening to the positive and uplifting music is so important for your spiritual growth. As you do so, your heart will open up and draw the angels close to you. They're desperate to dance at your side, so make it happen. There are also messages coming through, lyrics and music. So keep your ears open. If you are a musician, the angels want to be a part of your music career, so invite them in. So that's really cool, to be reminded that we are a beacon of lights to others, and to have the inspiration. How many times have you been driving and all of a sudden a song comes on the radio and you're just like, oh, a lot of times it comes on and it's really it comes from a place where I need healing from that part of my life, where I'm like, oh, I remember this song. This like, oh, that reminds me of this situation. And then it's usually like, well, you need to heal from that so we can move on. So there's always lots of healing in songs. A lot of different messages if you listen to the lyrics. Okay. So last one. So that was wishy-washy. So this next one, trapped emotion, is vulnerability. I feel like we all have a sense of vulnerability right now when we don't know like what's going on. I mean, some of us know what's going on, but there's other people that don't know and they do feel vulnerable. So let's see what this one is. So this is just feeling unsafe. And we have this, you know, I guess this virus is out and people are feeling unsafe either with the vaccine or without the vaccine. So it's kind of like a split, you know. Some people are like, oh, we have to have a vaccine because we need to be protected, right? And then there's other people that say, I'm absolutely not getting this vaccine because it's terrible and I'm not going to get it. So so there's a division there. So either way, you can feel a little vulnerable depending on which how you feel about the situation. So let's go ahead and release that. This one actually wants to be doused out. So we're going to douse this one out. Ooh, that was a big shift.
I'm helping you.
I know. Thank you. I was going to say thank you for helping. We're all dousing. So sometimes this dousing takes a little while. So we're just going to, you know, say the intention that we're releasing all that vulnerability of feeling unsafe from this virus that's out there. Feeling unsafe either without that vaccine. Some people, you know, really are convicted that they need that vaccine to be safe. And like I said, other people have a very unsafe feeling about if they're going to be forced to have the vaccine that goes against their conviction. So we want to just neutralize both of those. Because I think it's very important right now that we all come together. We all unify together instead of being so separated by this and that and black and white. And, you know, we have to find common ground so that we can all elevate together. So this is still going.
I agree.
It slowed down a little bit and then it's like, oh, wait a second. It got ramped up again.
Yeah, I agree. We all have to unite and come together and be as one.
I know I've heard 2 or 3 different people that were talking of people who do the Akashic readings, who said that when they went and checked the Akashic records, they were told that if anyone who takes the inoculation, there's no help for them.
Yeah.
And I never thought that the Akashic was such a black and white. I always thought there was a option that if you make a mistake, you still have the chance to go back in and change it.
You do, but not in this lifetime. Not in this life. In next life, you do have that choice to make of your past decisions, good or bad. And if your decision was to take the vaccine, knowing that there's potential risks behind it. So it's one thing if you take a vaccine and you totally believe that it's 100% safe for you, like the flu vaccines that people have been, you know, manipulated on, or polio, or what's the other one, tetanus shots, or whatever they are, right? And I don't know specifically about tetanus. I haven't really researched into there, but as I started to dig in more and more vaccines, I started finding, you know, the stuff that they were actually putting in vaccines and how horrible they were. Now that I know that, if I still decide to do it, then that's on my karma, right? So that's the difference. Is if you know that this is bad for you and you choose to do it anyways, then that goes on your Akashic record. Then your next lifetime, you have to figure out how to fix that and move forward with it and not get caught. It's like, here's a really good example. I was doing some research on a website and I found out yesterday that it was fraudulent. And I had their customer support person reach out to me and said, so are you ready to, get going and invest with us? And I said, no, I'm not going to proceed. I decided that this is not for me. I found out that it was fraudulent. And he said, what do you mean? It's not. It's totally 100% legal. We've got all the documentations. I said, listen, all the documentations you sent me are fake. And now that you know this, and I've checked and I verified it, now that you know this as a worker there, it's in your best interest that you should leave that job. And he said, well, I believe that these people are good. And I said, well, don't take my word for it. Go and do what you got to do. Go and check for yourself. The documents you sent me are faked, and you are working for, fraudulent people, and you could go to jail for it. And worse, you're creating karmic debt now for yourself, whether this life or next, because now and someone's told you, you need to make the decision. I'm not going to make it for you. And that's where we left it off at. So it's one thing if you don't know and you go and do something, but when you do know and you continue to do it, that's your karmic debt. That's your thing. And, you have to deal with that karma sooner or later. And the later you choose to do with it, the bigger it gets and the harder it gets. And that's why I believe that you find some people that are born completely deformed. You see some people that have all these critical illnesses and diseases right when they're born because of their past karma. They had to deal with it this life, and that's how they were born, and they had to go through that pain and that trauma, as a young child to deal with this. That's my belief. I don't know if it's true or not, but I know when I test it, it feels right to me.
Okay, perfect. So thank you, Adam. I'm only chuckling because we had to pull another card, and this is actually one I took from my bookshelf when I was packing, and it's actually from the 12-step recovery toolkit. So they have these cards that connect to your higher power. And the card that popped out the slogan was "Let go and let God." And this has been since last Monday, or even before that, kept saying, let go, let go, let go. And I've been watching so many videos like on YouTube, and that's the message: let go, like and I'm thinking like, let go of the 3D, let go of the past, let it all go, because we all have to move together. So it says your higher power can accomplish miracles. Get out of the driver's seat and enjoy the ride.
Nice. So true.
So true. So I'm just going to read a little bit about what this one says. Now, remember, this is in the 12-step recovery toolkit, but the message is basically the same for everybody. So it says, you have the ultimate partner in your corner, and yet you are trying to go at it alone here. Remember the miracles that come into your life when you surrender your addiction. So that could be anything, right? We could be addicted to anything. It doesn't have to be drugs and alcohol. It could be addicted to whatever. So how hopeless relationships miraculously improved. Remember how you used to live each day in fear, shame, and denial, where now you walk around most days with your head up, looking people in the eye and feeling you deserve to be happy, joyous, and free. Consider all the good that has come from relinquishing control and letting your higher power run the show. Whether you lost confidence in God or simply forgot that you had his help or her help at your fingertips, stop your needless suffering now. Turn it over, ask for help, and each time you find yourself micromanaging again, say out loud, God, this is too much for me to handle. I am powerless. Take this situation and handle it for me. I turn it over to you now. And the things that we're going through right now, like we're just like, God's in control, and we know God wins, right? So it's like, we're just here for the ride. That's what it says. Enjoy the ride, right? Enjoy the ride, enjoy the show. I know we've heard that a few times recently. So let's just make sure there isn't any other messages that we need for today. Let's see. Nope, that was it. That was all the messages. Yeah. So I hope everyone's feeling a little bit lighter. If you like this reading and this healing, please comment in the section below. Share our page with others so that they can get some free healing and free messages, and we just appreciate you guys for being here. So next week we'll be back on Monday. I think is it 4 p.m. 6 p.m. right? 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 9 p.m. Eastern.
No, 7 p.m. Eastern.
Oh, so okay, so 5. Okay.
7 and 4 Pacific. 4 Pacific.
Oh, 4 Pacific. Okay, yeah. So 4 Pacific and 7 Eastern. So we're here every Monday and then Fridays at this time. So we appreciate you guys for being here. Thank you so much. You guys take care. Take care of yourself this weekend. Remember to breathe. And just like I was talking about on Monday, we've all been feeling really tired. So please remember to just take care of yourself. We're all going through these symptoms, and you're not alone. So please reach out to any of us.